I use this, I haven't used it on Hajj, in fact I forgot to mention, the actual original buyer, they prove this technology also. So this is as if you are paying. Even runners were using this at the station, they no longer use it. The UK is not available anymore, because actually it was so all of that. Now you get South African people say, okay, haram compliant, they go and they copy the thing, made in China, no technology, and you want to go and walk around and Hajj, you mess up. No, so that's actually good because if you don't have issues with the closed fashion and all that, so that was the thinking behind it. Just trying to make it as your house. But it didn't work out. It didn't work out. Running and walking, it works for scuba and it was smoking and all that, but it doesn't work out for the garden. So they actually moved, sportsmen have moved away from this technology. I have it here because people ask about it. There's copies very, very yeah. So you get that full day's range. Actually, this was the full day's range. Imagine my day. Suppose Hajj, I can wait to get next day.
Voilà.
So, in brothers, you can still wear eats and you can eat in your seat. They normally don't allow that in class. But you break the rules, not Allah's rules, all the other rules. So there were a few questions that came. Sister, don't consider those because sure, don't consider. Okay, so we should talk one on one because this technology has always changed the brothers. sportsmen they moved away from this particular technology because of the aspect that we need to go. Good? Now, so one of the questions that was fielded is what brain is this luggage? It's not so much on the brain, because I don't even know if the brain is available, but it's the idea that, wow, let's see, they do better than last week. So, it's going to make it wrong now. So you can see it's hard plastic, but it's got some cushion, it's got some elasticity in it, right? So even on the corner, so if you throw this to the corner, it's not going to crack. This one is travel weight, which is not a very expensive luggage bag, but I mean, this one is in the future. They actually have a better variety now that doesn't have zips. So why you try and move away from zips? Zip means I can take a pen or a sharp object, punch it into the zip, put my hand in, extract what I want from the bag, and simply zip the zipper, and you won't even know that someone's tampered with your bag. So they have the same travel weight ones now that kind of have these latches that go over with no zip, so they can't tamper with it. But even if you find just the one with zips, I told you Subhanallah, in terms of your checking luggage, you are sorted. Sorted why? Because you pack your bag in the bag. So if the guy puts a sharp object in and he puts his hand in, he'll know that someone that pulls his luggage. There's a bag inside here. The opportunity, cost and risk for me to tamper with this luggage further is too much. Try another bag. And that's what they do, right? Travel make that one, Voyager this one, they're not expensive luggage. There is real expensive luggage one day, inshallah, that meets these requirements. They say as hard as nails, right? They take like for that particular luggage, they don't remember the brand now. Maybe I can put my du'at. Good. So, inshallah, we continue, brothers and sisters. We were speaking about each of the weeks that we're going to go through on our trip and what are the cost elements within that particular week. So let's look at our first week. I'm assuming currently based on, I'm thinking I should, I'll say it because it's my power part. Currently based on the lack of creativity in the Hajj marketplace in South Africa, everyone was in the Medina first. But inshallah, watch this space along the way. Some new developments and opportunities may arise. So we will start our budgeting exercise from Medina to Munawwarah, appreciating whatever line items that we need to budget per week. Good. I'm reminding myself and reminding the rest of the class, we mentioned that the process that we're following through our entire itinerary over all the sessions is what? That we talk ourselves to a specific dimension, theme, topic, subject area in a chronological sequence, starting at the beginning of the journey and then returning from the actual Hajj journey. Right? So we did that last week in terms of how we evaluate costs. This week we're looking at the same, starting in the beginning of Ramadan, ending at the end of Hajj in terms of how do we spend money day on day or in week periods. And inshallah we'll keep the same. You need to, as the person sitting in this class, mesh all of this together. So how I make my choices around what package I secure, how I'm spending my money, what ibadah I'm going to make, which year I'm going to use week after week after week. Just thought I'd share that for those who didn't take class last week. Medina to Munawwarah, week number 1. So currently from the packages that are available in the marketplace, first departure date is 23rd of May. 23rd of May corresponds to the 3rd of Dhul-Qa'dah. So it could be a day this way, a day that way. 2 days earlier would be the 1st of Dhul-Qa'dah. So from the 1st of Dhul-Qa'dah is the earliest time that you can touch down in Saudi Arabia airspace on a Hajj visa. Right. What are the cost elements, subhanAllah, in this week number 1? First one, people normally miss in terms of their budgeting. There's no direct flight from South Africa. There's airline meals that are served on the airline meals. Same like the pro-vaccination debates. I'm not here, subhanAllah, to rouse them or to criticize airline meals. Choice based on how you live your life as a Muslim, whether you want to eat, you don't want to eat, you want to take your own meals. Subhanallah, do as you please. But this is what we miss. We don't budget for the fact that we're going to be in transit and there's a livelihood that we would need to eat to feel healthy and energetic, etc. And the cost of meals in transit, like the name goes from the air side, once you pass immigration, and the name goes on the land side, pricing is normally not the same. A cool drink or water, whatever it may be. So, a 12 rand bottle of water that you would buy at a normal convenience store is 3 rand at the airport on the land side, and 30 rand on the air side. So, this is the first that we budget, right? Depending, subhanAllah, on what's our duration of stay or what's our transit duration. The next is what I refer to as setup costs. So, I touched down in Medina to Nawab. First thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm connected. You must be connected on Hajj or on Umrah. And this idea, can I use some local language? No, I should not. This idea of skimping. They offer you, subhanAllah, connectivity, say for instance, for 20 riyals, we give you 20 riyals for the circuit, we give you 20 riyals later, and you're like, this is the cheapest circuit, let me buy it. No, that's not our thing. Connectivity, subhanAllah, is very important. In fact, if you know about basic rights of a human, whether you use Maslow's, whether you use Quran, subhanAllah, like connectivity is becoming a basic human right. Okay? So make sure that one of your setup costs is connectivity. You will subscribe to a package and offer you in terms of your mobile connectivity that allows you more data and minutes. And then you will all know your individual usage of data low. You're not going to be streaming video, so no Instagram reels that you're putting out. That's not why you're going on Hajj. You're going on Hajj to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Good. If you think that you're going to increase your fan base on Hajj, then it's something ask your heart. Why am I doing TikTok, Instagram? You say no, you're a little bit like senior in terms of your usage of social media. So Facebook Live shouldn't be for you. Focus on connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are times when you will need to do it for small, close orders, etc. That's one of your setup costs. Other setup costs. When, subhanAllah, you arrive in Medina Munawwara, you are going to make sure that you see to your setup costs in terms of food and beverages. So, as opposed to every time I feel for a cool drink, I must leave my room, take a look, go to the ground floor foyer, walk out, go to a convenience store, stand in the queue, pay for a cool drink. Smart idea is, I stop my fridge. Day one, arrive, go to the supermarket, food, I drink, carbonated, uncarbonated, flavored, unflavored, whatever else. Buy some fruit, bananas, apples, oranges, right? And keep that in your room. That's the timeline you're going to use for the quick meals, other than the hot meals that are either in your package or that you will find in the marketplace. That's what I refer to as setup. So I know I'm going to be here 8 nights, 9 nights, Medina to Munawwara. How much of bananas, apples, etc. I would consume. Remembering Quran says, "Wala tusrifu," and do not be wasteful. Don't overbuy. Don't buy per day, right? Rather underbuy, but don't overbuy. Then speak about the food. Actually, that's the meals. Not the meal. Okay, that's one. We speak about the food, subhanAllah, and that food would then be the meals that you would need to purchase today. So most packages are going to come including breakfast, the portable bread ones maybe include dinner. The rest of us, we will have to go and see in the marketplace what food is available. We have some menus for you. Inshallah, we get to that slide today. Good. And then other costs, laundry. So thumb rule will come on the slide later in more detail. Underclothing, wash yourself. DIY. I'm looking at the brothers in the class and the brothers on the live stream. It does not mean your spouse is washing your underclothing. You are washing your underclothing. And inshallah, if you're a good husband or good man, then you can wash your spouse's underclothing as well. Sisters are a couple of face farm, he doesn't know how to wash clothes. Okay, teach him before you go ahead so that he does a decent job. Good. First week. First 7 days, minimum travel expense. Point of note, 26th of May, 6th of Dhul Qa'dah is your first Jum'ah on your Hajj trip. Just keep that in mind. Why? superimposes on what we did last week. When you choose your Hajj package, you're not only looking at number of days. Remember we spoke about value. Hey, if I fly on 24th, I'll get a Jummah. If I fly on 26th, shucks, I'll miss one extra Jummah. Understand? The thinking? Good. I hope, inshallah. Second week, still got a little bit of overlap from Medina to Munawwar. The tail end of our stay, days 8, 9, 10. Inshallah, maybe some extra days for some people. Good. Going to Makkah to Mukarramah. So we speak about in-transit expenses. There's this long haul trip, 500 kilometers, the equivalent for South Africans between they travel this journey anymore. Inshallah, Allah change this. Johannesburg to Durban, more or less that distance that we travel. We spoke about the different options, private taxi, muassasa bus, high-speed train, etc. Whichever you subscribe to, you're going to need some eats. Because you get to the train station before you board at the platform, I'm feeling thirsty. As an example, good. You take a private taxi, can we stop because I need to use the bathroom? Hey, you thirsty, let's buy something. So it's something you're going to need to budget for. Then we speak about Umrah expenses. But I got the car already. What Umrah expenses are you talking about? In fact, forgot. First slide, first week, when we spoke about setup costs, we said, brothers, your ihram you need to purchase a inshallah in Medina to Munawwar. So you get that in right. Umrah expenses mean, for me, that when I enter the haram, make the tawaf, make sa'i, exit, I need to release from the haram. And the haircut costs money. After having gone through an umrah, the physical exertion and subhanallah, impact on my body that the trip from Medina to Munawwar to Makkah to Mukarramah has taken, plus walking around the Kaaba, plus completing the sa'i, plus walking back from the haram means that at the end of the umrah, I am going to be hungry. So I budget for a haircut plus a meal with upsides. Right? So subhanAllah, that's what Umrah is. Once again, we're in a new place. We're not into Mukarramah. We move into a new neighborhood. The bananas and the apples and the drinks and everything from Medina to Munawwar from my little bar fridge. Exhausted. I use them up in Medina to Munawwar. I may have used some of it in the trip. What subhanAllah wasn't spoiled, it was in good nick. Leading to the verse of Quran we shared at the beginning today. لن تنالوا البر حتى تنفقوا مما تحبون. None of you shall truly attain righteousness until you expend of that which you love. Don't give the rotting food away. If you wouldn't consume it yourself, then subhanAllah, it's not fit for your brother or sister, irrespective of whether they are janitor or they sweeping the road or they're just an official standing on the side or they're loading luggage. It's not fit for you, it's not fit for you. There's birds, there's other animals, there's cats, find a way of disposing of it. So if we finish everything from Medina to Munawwar, set up costs once again, you know the road. Right. Then laundry. So inner clothing, launder myself, outer clothing needs to go to the laundry. Right? Because wife, mother, sister, niece, aunt, who you serving as mahram for, is not there to do your ironing. So either you're ironing yourself or the ironing is getting done at the lower bit. And then of course, where's the food? You're going to see this in all the slides. You need to eat, so you budget so how much your meals within that first few days in Medina to Munawwar. Good. And subhanAllah, what are the first few days in Makkah to Mukarramah? What are the first few days in Makkah to Mukarramah? There is minimum travel expense. So let's just talk a little bit about some of the dates in this second week. Right? The dates in the second week commencing on the 30th of May. 30th of May is the 10th of Dhul-Qa'dah. Where are we in the Hajj timeline? We are, subhanAllah, just 28 days or 27, 28 days before Hajj starts. At the beginning of my second week of Hajj, there's literally 4 calendar weeks till the first day of Hajj. 2nd of June is the 13th of Dhul-Qa'dah. It's the second Jummah if I'm going on a 6 weeks Hajj package. And it will be my first Jummah in Makkah Mukarramah. Take careful note. What package am I subscribing for? At the occurrence of my first Jummah in Makkah Mukarramah and my second Jummah on my Hajj trip, will I be staying in Makkah or will I be staying in Azizia? Theoretically, no one's offering you to be staying in Azizia, I think, yet in the 6 weeks package. But you need to factor this in because it has an impact on travel cost, it has an impact in terms of access and time to get to the Haram, etc. etc. Other days of significance within this period, what's this? Week 2, 30th of May up until the 5th of June would be the 2nd, 3rd and 4th of June. Why? Because this is the 13th of the Qa'dah to the 15th of the Qa'dah. It's the white days, it's the middle days of the lunar month. It is days when other than Monday and Thursday, there is encouragement towards observing Siyam and fasting. So hey, truth is, I can get reward because I'm doing it for Allah's pleasure, but I can also curtail 3 lunches in terms of expenditure if I have the physical ability. As much as I try to keep theory around the theme and topic in silos as we go week to week, it inevitably spills over, as you see now. So there's a budgetary consideration linked to a ruhani and spiritual consideration. Because we mentioned that someone who 135,000 about the package cost and the out-of-pocket cost, right? This would be the kind of thinking that person would have in mind. Fasting Mondays and Thursdays, fasting 13th, 14th, 15th of the Hajj, saving meals on those 3 days. As an example, if subhanAllah, that's where we are. And even if we have the money, hey, why not then go for the riba? Good, let's move to week 3. Week 3, still in Makkah Mukarramah, right? Commences on 6th of June, subhanAllah. Most importantly, as was evident on the last 2 slides, where's the food? And in terms of the offerings that are currently outside in the marketplace, it's the first package that we have currently available in the South African marketplace that moves to Azizia. So the others were referred to as setup costs. This one is referred to as welcome home costs. If you did a 6 weeks package and you move subhanAllah to Azizia on the 9th of June, you should know that you subscribe for a package where 21 of your 42 days is being spent away in Azizia. So the package is cheap, alhamdulillah, it's budget, within budget. But you have to counterbalance that with what? You have to counterbalance that with the out-of-pocket expense. It's not written there, it's not their job. They're not hiding anything from you. You have to be the circumspect Hajj. And this, inshallah, what this class intends to make you. So you see how you evaluate? It's not pull out an Excel spreadsheet, pop all the packages, create a macro behind, boom, boom, boom. There's deep thinking that goes into it. And that's why I laugh in my head on those WhatsApp groups at some of the things people say, and subhanAllah pontificate about. Just shows their ignorance. Good. So welcome home cost. Why? Most of the accommodation here is not service. When I say not service, means what? It's not a hotel. Yes, they have cleaners who come around every floor, but it's not a hotel. The person doesn't have a check sheet to say, because this is a 3-star hotel, these rooms need to every 24 hours have a janitor come through with a mop and mop up the bathroom. So there is a cleaner, no doubt, because your operator has chosen to make sure that they secure those services, but it's not regarded in a hospitality sense as service. Does it have paid linen? That will be changed every 24 hours, every 48 hours, every 72 hours, every 96 hours. Or is there an understanding that it's not service, it's an apartment, self-catering, if you like, maybe that's a word that means true for us. No one's going to come change the bed linen here. So what's my plan? And then we take this bed linen to the laundry, early in the morning, pick it up in the evening? Or am I going to go into the marketplace and buy cheap veg? Or am I going to pack from home and take an old set of veg that I'm not planning to bring back because they won't be placed because I'm going to buy so many gifts and be old? Understand? Welcome home course. Does it have any electric kettle? Yes, it does. Okay. But more than an electric kettle, every time I have my coffee, I want toast. Go buy your own toaster. As an example, it's your home. Make yourself comfortable. Your comfort levels enable your subhanAllah disposition and your outlook and how you interact with others and directly impact your ibadah. If you groveling all the time and upset and complaining and feel your expectations haven't been met, etc., it's impacting your ibadah, it's impacting your outlook, it's impacting your build up to life. So make yourself as comfortable as possible. You can do that when you engage your operator. You know subhanAllah what to expect there. You know what you need to furnish from your side. And then subhanAllah, you can simply welcome the cost. Okay. You kind of person. You three over there. Oh, I'm not interviewing for 2 weeks. Did someone take the responsibility? No, it's still your responsibility. You have a little bit more time. You arguably, by this stage, subhanAllah, somewhere in the street, first package is moving to Azizia, 9th of June. Based on what's currently available in the market, we spoke about it 20th of Hajj, 17 days before Hajj, 3 or 4 days after Hajj, equals 20 to 21 days of the 42-day term. If it makes sense for you, subscribe. But think about it carefully. Good. Once I move to Azizia, I'm not going to be disconnected from the haram. I shouldn't want to. If I've expended all of this money to be, subhanAllah, within 10 kilometers, not that far, but for argument's sake, within 10 kilometers of the haram of Makkah and Mukarramah, can I be comfortable with my own soul and say, no, I will make salah 5 times a day in this room? And then inshallah I will go to the haram after 3 odd days to make my tawaf, ziyarah. No way, brothers and sisters. No way. You have to make an effort to get to the haram as often as possible. Be pragmatic about it, be realistic about it, we think about the cost and the time and the energy expended to get it. But I can't sit in Azizia without going back to the haram. My method is different from the other Hajj classes. The other Hajj classes are going to tell you, once you move to Azizia, you must rebook your stay for the 5 days of Hajj. Hello, you need 3 or 6. You haven't expended the energy. What are you talking about recouping? You still need to do good quality time. Subhanallah and Ta'ala. At this stage. Yes, the recouping comes later. It's the 7 days before Hajj. But not at this stage. Okay, I'm getting side effects on how we're talking, costs primarily, right? So split the right and not the fake. Is the idea of when I stay in Azizia, make a plan to get to the heart. Whether it's e-hailing, we spoke about the 4 options, whether it's Sector bus, whether it's Makkah bus, subhanAllah, whether it's private taxi. Don't go like tourists. Never. It's just me and my spouse, 2 people in the car. Team up with others. Doesn't have to be people you know. People are standing on the side of the road saying, hi. Good, Assalamu alaikum, where are you from? Can we share a taxi? That means save the cost, because it's not just getting to the haram, it's also getting back on the haram. And it's not just once off, it's inshallah, minimum once a day. Right? To see all the dynamics of how to manage that in one of our other classes. Week 4. Did I miss something? Yes, the 9th of June, as the 20th of Umrah, is the 3rd Jummah in the 6 weeks period. Right. So, extracting value. If we move on the 9th, as an example, I'm not outing anyone, I'm just showing you the thing. Are we moving before Jummah or are we moving after Jummah? Okay, we're moving after Jummah. Alhamdulillah, based on the budget that I have, hey, I got 1 Jummah in Medina, I got 2 Jummahs in Makkah, and this is all the money I have, and Allah knows that, subhanAllah, I made all the effort that I myself as an example. But hypothetically, if I was missing a Jum'ah because I needed to move early, then I need to think about this moment. Can I somehow, gather another 2,000 rand so that I score not just the Jum'ah itself, but all the Salah and all the thought that lead up to Jum'ah? That's kind of the thinking around how we evaluate Subhanallah, different offers. Week 4. Most Subhanallah Hajj 5 weeks, 4 weeks would kind of be already in Makkah. 5 weeks, definitely 4 weeks on the verge of coming through in the street. They're coming through to Makkah. This is now the first major move to the season. Right? It's going to be after the people. So when you come to the season, it's not like Makkah, especially in the first few days. Reason being in Makkah, if you walk out, the food is staring in your face. We'll speak about whether you should buy from there or not buy from there, inshallah, later. But in the Zizia, sometimes I need to walk a distance to buy food. So hence, I didn't make this very clear. That was, intended, right? I'm hungry and angry. So manage yourself. Keep the man a banana and smile and just eat this one. You will find this one. Or the right, you can do that. Okay, good. Subhanallah. We spoke about this in the previous time, to haram or not to haram. Definitely to haram. So budget for that. I'm paying X amount for the package. Shuttle services. Okay. Are they effective? Do they work on time? Does the operator have control over it? Does the apartment block have control over it? No. Even though subhanAllah, the operator may be the most sweetest and sliced bread, he doesn't control, or she doesn't control the traffic flows in Makkah. It's there, it's a service, it may work on Umrah, it may work on Ramadan Umrah, it will not work as effectively and efficiently on Hajj. So you have to, but it says, shuttle into the haram daily, every salah, blah, blah. Yes. But how much of time before the actual Adhan do I need to leave in order to get into the haram? If you're going to Makkah to look around, are you going to Makkah so you can mix around the street? No. You're going to Makkah because you mix around haram, right? So if you work there, subhanAllah, you would need to leave Azizia safe. As they say, alter or err on the side of caution. Right? You would need to leave Azizia 2.5 to 3 hours before the Adhan. Other than the cost, the time, the energy, the tiredness, the fatigue that comes with it. To haram, everything. 14th of June equates to the 25th of Dhul Qa'dah. That's what we call the first major move to Azizia. Most operators will offer. You can move to Azizia on the 25th of Dhul Qa'dah. Or you can upgrade and stay till the 1st of Dhul Hijjah. How do you evaluate? By staying extra, will I score Jum'ah? As an example. Will I score additional Monday and Thursday to start? As an example. How many more tawafs would I be able to make with these 8? It was the extra 8,000 or 10,000. But that's the thing, subhanAllah. So 14th of June, 21st of Dhul Qa'dah. Jum'ah, subhanAllah, in this week 4 is on the 27th of Dhul Qa'dah, 16th of June. Jum'ah number 4 on the 6th week. Where am I? Am I in Azizia? Am I in Makkah? Once again comes to name us, you need to know the clue. Right? So that's the line of space. And then, what is Azizia? If no one else told you, it's a residential suburb of Makkah to Mukarramah that is known by a Makkawi. Makkawi, anglicized equivalent translation by the Makkans as a shopping suburb. So like in South African sense, we would say, Johannesburg, we would say, we're going to Wake, we're going to Woodmead, right? All the factory shops are good. In Cape Town sense, we would say, what? We're going to Access Park, good. All the factory shops are. And actually the equivalents for those animals stealing from overseas. So that's the positioning of Azizia in the minds of the locals. Why is it passing my purse? All the stuff that you pay top, not dollar, top riyals or very close to the haram, arguably, bigger variety, more colors, more sizes, less price, you need to find it as easier. You are not there primarily to do shopping. You want Hajj. But we are human. And also you will want to buy a few things for yourself. Right? Even if it's just ceremonious, or tokenism, or memorabilia, or also because you want to use it, like definitely going to do daily talks, right? As an example. So as easy will be that place. So you need to budget. What is it, subhanAllah, that I will be purchasing? We'll speak about how you budget for the gifts. Not looking like it's going to be happening today, but inshallah we definitely will. So week 5. Week 5, 20th of June equates to the 1st of the Hajj. This is, subhanAllah, the day of the main move for most on Hajj, not just South Africans. For most on Hajj already, it's the day of the main move from Makkah to accommodation further away from the Kaaba. Azizia is what we're familiar with in South Africa. There's other residential suburbs as well. What's the thinking? The thinking is if I move further away from the Haram at the time when the crowds are at their peak, the cost can be contained somewhat because accommodation further is, relatively speaking, less sought after. I'm not saying not sought after, it's less sought after than accommodation closer to the Haram. So the main exodus of people from Makkah to accommodation further away takes place on the 1st of the Hajj. Now, for the person who came to Azizia, as an example, on the 9th of June, how many days already? 11, right? This is the first question we're going to ask. The same things. I put it there, so you can think about it, but also because it's to remind us, line item, food. Alright, to haram or not to haram? What? To haram, definitely. Why? 23rd of June, subhanAllah, is the 4th of the Hajj. This is now our 4th Jum'ah on the 16th, and it's the last Jum'ah before Hajj. Why this? Allah. In the minds of everyone traveling for Hajj, they look at the days of Hajj, they tell themselves, if I go 4 days before Hajj starts, I can get a Jummah in the Haram. If you want to know, thumbs up, what's the crowd on Hajj going to be like? You attend this Jummah. Then you know, okay, the year I made Hajj, it was really good. This will give you the closest idea to the number of people who are going to be on Hajj in a particular year, 1444, inshallah. All of us, when? On the 23rd of June, happens to be someone's birthday. Yeah, okay, so 4th of Dhul Hijjah. Yeah, when you submitted your registration to the post or whatever else, you thought you only submitted like your mobile number, all of that, but not joking. We don't have all those details of yours, right? Okay, so 4th of Dhul Hijjah, subhanAllah, going to be the last Jum'ah before Hajj in terms of your choices. What we speak about later is the real cost of some upgrades. Allah has granted me the capacity. Am I staying in Makkah in Mukarramah till the 4th of Dhul Hijjah? This year, if Allah has granted me the financial capacity, hey, it makes sense. What? I'm storing that Jum'ah in Makkah. When I say Jum'ah, it's not just the Jum'ah, it's the Thursday night, it's the Maghrib, the Isha, the Hajj, the Fajr, etc., etc. All of that, all of the tawaf that I would be able to make if I was in Makkah versus if I was in Azizia, it's all part of what we consider. And then this one, at this time. And you solve this. No, you can't. Pass the clothes, right? So don't be once again. And then start worrying a little bit. And you ask yourself, maybe, just checking that we've been buying gifts and gifts and gifts, but that we haven't been buying it. Okay? So maybe there's a few things that we need to But what isn't subhanAllah featured on this slide is in week 5 in the Zizia, you would need to do your Hajj preparation purchase. Little things. I need an umbrella. I need a sun hat. I needed this, I needed that, etc. etc. Right? So that's subhanAllah you can take on to week 5 in the Zizia. And then we launch straight into the actual days of Hajj. So the days of Hajj, alhamdulillah, these are arranged, inshallah. Like I said, no one controls the supply chains individually. Go and find with your operator, he's not in control. He is contracted with the Muhassasa, who's contracted with the Ministry of Hajj, who's contracted with the caterer, who's subcontracted with the navigator. That's the process, right? So food and drinks provided at the levels that they mentioned to you within 5 minutes of the show. Inshallah, because in dua, hopefully we'll stream while you're on your way to whichever destination and you'll post some questions. Good. You may require more drinks as an out-of-pocket expense. Right? So water available all the time, literally on tap, dispense, press button dispenses. Water available, you can never ever, subhanAllah, die of dehydration on Hajj. In the sense of there isn't water, you just need to know how to consume and ingest the water. Right? You must budget for to and from Makkah. So during the actual Hajj days, I'm going to be in Mina, I'm going to go to Arafah, I'm going to spend the night in Muzdalifah, I'm going to come back to Mina, I have to get to the Haram to make the tawaf inside. This tawaf is a part of my Hajj, tawaf to ziyarah. By any means necessary, I have to get there. Because every vendor knows everyone has to get there, and because the crowds are so huge and everyone has to go to Makkah, festive demand, right? So prices escalate exponentially. You have to budget for this as a separate line item. There's also prudence in terms of how you subscribe for the service. So you don't jump on the first taxi that tells you 500 meals. You ask around. You split the fare and share the ride, as we mentioned, right? So you speak about it, inshallah, in the actual logistics of going through Hajj, one of our successive classes. We speak about the Makkah meal. So when I go to the Haram to make the walk in Saudi, and I've been doing out, not in the sticks, but I've been doing outside for the last 3.5 days. Right? I've been in Mina and Arafah and Muzdalifah and then back in Mina. I haven't slept a night in the brick and mortar structure, and like now, you say, I'm back in civilization. I see buildings and I see lights and I see Krispy Kreme, and it's all there, subhanAllah. Budget for it. Spoil yourself. Eat a nice, hot, wholesome, maybe half size, right? Because it will give you that psychological comfort as a human being that you indulge a little bit. And I got inshallah 3 days of Hajj that's still remaining, so I'll be able to continue. At the end of my 6 days of Hajj, what happens before we come to the 6th day? So we spoke about Hajj starting on the 27th of June as the 8th of the day. It's the first day of Hajj, day we go to Mina. The 30th of June, then subhanAllah, equates to the 11th of Dhul Hijjah. It's the first day of Tashriq, the first day of Qiyamah. It's the first day after Eid. It is also the day of Jummah. So there's some discussions that we have around this. I've given you subhanAllah the milestones as we've been through each week of where the Jummahs are. So one in Medina, one in Makkah, potentially a second in Makkah, either Makkah or Azizia, and then one during for the vast majority of us whilst in Azizia. And then subhanAllah, the last one, during the actual days of Hajj. And then subhanAllah, the 2nd of July, on our way to the 13th of Dhul Hijjah, the 6th day of Hajj. We speak about 5 and 6 days when we actually go to the 5th of Hajj. So 13th of Dhul Hijjah, 2nd of July, on this day, like it or don't like it, sadly so, like Hajj grows on you like you don't want to you wish like the rest of your life would just be doing this and every day. You have to leave Mina and you have to return to your lodges, right? And in returning to your lodges, there isn't always transport that's paid for, that's arranged. You are tired. Your body has gone through a beating over a period of the last 107 days. Which 107 days? On tomorrow morning, inshallah, 7 o'clock, right? Your body has gone through a beating, 107 days, plus what other days? The other 35 odd before Hajj, right? Then the actual 6 days of Hajj. Now it's like psychologically the adrenaline stops pumping slowly. So you have to factor in that there's a chance I will be tired. My mind may say I want to, but my body may not allow. So I have to accommodate for cost that from where I am in Mina, as soon as I can walk to the road where there's civilization, other than Hajj, I will need to secure transport back to my accommodation, depending on where your accommodation is. So that is the plan. 6 weeks package is how many weeks, brothers and sisters?
6 weeks package, how many weeks?
Yeah.
6 weeks.
No, 7 weeks.
Yes.
That's your week 7.
Yes.
If you made 6 neat envelopes, figuratively, understand? You'll be out of pocket. Then my teacher, one of my teachers, he would tell us one touch, like in our face every year. Open those bags and go sell all those kurtas and abayas. Understand? So that's why we sat through the last 2 hours to appreciate this. Okay, so hold on. In the last 2 days, there's very little likelihood that your operator will be able to provide meals. Why? Not that they're stingy, like in your mind you're thinking, oh, now that Hajj is over, they don't care about this. No. The 1 to 50 or 1 to 75 operator to a Hujjaj ratio means they move all their resources into positions to facilitate your journey home. Whether it's catching passports, whether it's receiving you at the airport or the terminal of your departure. They literally, your operators, subhanAllah, and their teams, literally live on the airport terminal to make sure that you can leave with ease. And what's your heart and your mind telling you as a Hajj who's supposed to be positive in the outlook, who's supposed to be #70 excuses, making excuses for your fellow brother and sister Muslim? What do your people say? Hajj is over, they don't care about us anymore. They can't be there to be serving you hot meals because there are other things that only they can do that you can't do. So hence they move the resources to do those things. You as the Hajj would need to, in your mind, see to your needs, luggage preparation. So luggage preparation now, here's the challenge, right? Anyone that manages to pack a bag in a bag that they took from South Africa on their return from Hajj, challenge out there. I'll give you my luggage. It's not going to happen because you can buy gifts and stuff. So now your luggage preparation for the return home, make sure up front before you depart from Azizia or Makkah, wherever you stay after Hajj, that you somehow make a plan to weigh your luggage and that it's within the allowed weight limit. Good. If it means you need to buy an extra piece of luggage so that you split the weight, etc., etc. Whatever it is you need to do, subhanAllah, do this. You may at this stage want to shrink wrap your bag, and you shrink wrapping your bag to protect the bag. No, you shrink wrapping your bag to mitigate against spillage. How do you do this? Don't wait till you get to the airport and pay 38 riyals at safe wrap. Go into the marketplace, right? Buy an industrial roll of shrink wrap, and then you can spin the bag between your fingers while your spouse rolls subhanAllah the cell phone which you wrapping. Enough to make sure that by the time you reach South Africa or whichever airport is your final destination on your return home, that they don't pull forward your luggage. Okay, that needs to be done. And we speak about Haram one more time to make the walk of Wada. Zamzam, small expense, most likely the operator will make arrangements to purchase Zamzam in bulk for all of the Hujjaj, bringing it to your building is easier. Or, subhanAllah, you have to purchase it at the airport of departure. So, it's something that you need to budget for. And then lastly, we speak about transit meals. Because staying on your flight to Saudi Arabia, you have to budget for meal in transit. SubhanAllah, on your flight back, you need to budget for meal. Now, brothers and sisters, A 6 weeks Hajj package says how many weeks? 7 weeks. So if you make 7 envelopes instead of 6 envelopes, are we covered? No. What are we covered? Let's watch. So I can't tell you what that actual cost would be. Essentially, this is a summary slide of the last 7 slides. Okay? It's all the same things. Yeah, go post it everywhere. It won't make sense to do this class, but alhamdulillah, it's good for your own records. I've given and assigned a ratio. Stop all the paparazzi, stop. The slide is not complete yet. Hold on. This means 0. This is 7 lead envelopes. This doesn't help. Good. I've assigned a ratio. So don't ask me about, but Abdurrahman, how much is that? It depends on what Allah has given you. We could be the person going on 130,000 package, or we could be the person on the $250,000 package. Right? This is in my mind, based on going through those cost limits. If you agree with me, how subhanAllah you divide your speed? Ratio of 1, ratio of 1, ratio of 1.5, ratio of 1, ratio of 1.5, ratio of 1.75, ratio of 1. Look at max. 1 plus 1, 2, plus 1.5, 4.5, 5.5, 7, 8, 9.75. Correct? Guys, if you can just throw whatever else, come, must be a couple of orders in the room. 8.75. Good. So that in my mind, subhanAllah, brothers and sisters, is the moralist ratio that we will use on a 6 weeks Hajj trip. Those of us who are planning to do Umrah, how is this relevant to us? Week 1 is relevant to us because we're going to be in Madinatul Munawwarah, and week 2 is relevant to us if we're going to be in Makkatul Mukarramah. So it's more or less an equal Spain. 14 nights, 6 nights, 8 nights, 7 nights, 7 nights kind of thing. Good. If we are planning to do, say for instance, Ramadan 21 days, you can look at week 1, week 2, and week 7. Understand? Because we have the Zamzam expense, we have the travel expense, we have the transit expense, etc. So on Umrah, your weeks are normally, on average, equal. On Hajj, they're very dissimilar. Good. If we happen to be considering a 4-week package, what do? What do we cut out from it? We cut out week 3, okay, and week 4. So we've got week 1, week 2, week 5, week 6, week 7. So a 4-week package is 5 weeks of expenditure. Get the thinking? The last one says you all will come. Week 6 says you all will make Hajj. Good. Week 1 says you all will go in the Umrah first. Right? But the others then subhanAllah can slip and slide. If you follow each slide as painstaking as it was, subhanAllah, you should understand the theory behind this. And the single slide that you took a picture of now, that you're going to share with everyone in your WhatsApp group, doesn't teach them what you've said at all. But you're welcome to share it. Then you feel the questions, not me. Good? Excellent. So, brothers and sisters, we are on 12.7. In reality, Allah forgive me, we're on slide 32 or 52. The next slide says break. This was supposed to be a level 2. But never mind. What we'll do is we'll fix it. Okay. So the next few slides I'm not going to go through now. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do inshallah. We'll park the next few slides. I want you to keep all of this in your mind. Inshallah, you made the notes, you're going to internalize this, you're going to remember this. The next few slides, so from slide 35 onwards, inshallah, you will keep in your mind, or I'll keep in my mind, that we will bring these up in one of the sessions where Allah will have a little bit more time. What I want to do now, with your kind permission, is I want to run very quickly to very important things. You like the sun? Good. What's going on? Don't fail me, not here. Okay, good. So subhanAllah, this almost continues. If I haven't driven the point home, then we look at Riyadh al-Salihin, collection of ahadith by Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah, a great Shafi scholar who sacrificed having family life so that he could invest all of his time and energy into being able to capture and synthesize whatever we have from Quran and Hadith and share with the Ummah so that we could practice upon it. Right? Even though he passed in his mid/late 40s, from the classical scholars, he is one that subhanAllah is authored amongst the most works. So in this collection of hadith, in the chapter surrounding forgiveness, he mentions to us that there are 4 aspects of forgiveness with regards to when we have erred in the silo of the rights of humans. What are those? Number 1, we must seek forgiveness from that particular individual before we seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We must seek forgiveness from that individual. Seeking forgiveness is not enough. We must make reparations for the wrongs that we have done. So in terms of this homework of seeking forgiveness, it's not just to go and present yourself in someone's face and say, "Maaf." If you wrong them and there's implications, financial or other, right or wrong. Second aspect. Third aspect, we must be remorseful for having indulged in that particular act. I shouldn't have done that. Sincere remorse. And number 4, we must commit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that inshallah, even though I am a human and I am prone to faltering, I won't do that ever again to anyone. Talking about the rights of man, right? In the realm of the rights of Allah, the first one with regards to seeking forgiveness for the person that you wrong, subhanAllah, that's excluded. So in this exercise of seeking forgiveness continuously over the next few weeks, keep these aspects in mind. Course. Homework number 2. Brothers and sisters, I mentioned this maybe you think that these are the type of things people say to make their classes attractive, etc. The classes you didn't, you have to wait, you have to so you know what you're doing. I don't say these to students, but I can tell you one that not necessarily with the class. For some of us it's done earlier, for some of us it's done later. When you receive that SMS that was signed off at the bottom, how SMS.com, you know what this is talking about. Once this related credit, let's say that as a point in time. When you receive that SMS, something happened in your heart. Good? Maybe you were on the verge of having a heart attack because you were so overtaken with joy. And as you go through every minute, every hour, every day, and every week, over the next 107 days, there will be ebbs and flows, peaks and troughs, highs and lowlights that are all pulling you in different directions so that Allah can condition you to be the best manifestation of yourself when you spend an hour. Right now, many of us don't fully know what we're going through. We learn through it, but there isn't the time to reflect on it to make a better version of ourselves later. Good. This is an exercise that subhanAllah I encourage Judge to do. I physically see my teachers do this exercise on the actual days of Hajj. When everyone is reading 1,000 times of this and 1,000 times of that, I've seen my teachers doing something that is a little bit different. They document what they feel so that they can unpack it later on and understand why Allah put them through certain experiences. And in understanding that, they can take subhanAllah, tools that Allah is giving him and place them into their figurative toolbox that's going to allow them to unravel every mystery and every challenge that they encounter in the rest of their lives. Good. So you're running one stream of forgiveness, you're running the second stream of starting to document what is your own. If you must go and buy an Avis, moon circle catalog to put it on your journal so no one can read it, encrypt it, blah blah blah. Whatever you must do is your journal. But you must have one. I share with you an instance. On one year, many years ago, on Hajj, we were told that if we could get all the Hujjaj who were on a particular flight to the airport 3 hours before their scheduled time that they were supposed to be there, they would be home like a whole half day or something earlier. Doesn't that sound so marvelous? You're longing for your family, friends, you've done your tawaf and whatnot, you just putting your thumbs and waiting now, and someone tells you, if you give 3 hours, you will score 8 hours or 12 hours. So subhanAllah, we run to every Hajj Zoom because we prepare to say, even though this is a Qur'an, make sure you not get the tawaf and wala X number of hours before it. I knock on the door of this Hajj. I'm young now, I was much younger. SubhanAllah, maybe half my age. I knock on the door and I'm waking up this Hajj to tell him, Hajji, your face are packed, mashallah. Can we go downstairs to the bus? You know what he does? He does maybe 3 minutes. I got to knock a whole lot of other doors. He takes out his book and he writes up. This time, person of my book told me that if we leave now, this is what happened. This is how I felt. This is what it means for me now. Now, experience number 2. Some months after returning from Hajj, I received, don't laugh, right? Everyone knows how to get a post office. I received mail, like snail mail. An elderly Hajjah had sent me a picture, one of those that we developed, from one of our Hajj experiences, and she wrote on the back of the actual picture to tell me that on Hajj you mentioned this at this point. This is what it meant for me, and now based on where I am in my life and the dynamics surrounding my complexities, I reflected on what happened on Hajj, and I realized Allah had given me the answer already. That's the exercise. Just 2 anecdotes without the reason is every change to protect the identity of the innocent. So without exposing anyone, it's just 2 experiences, subhanAllah, that I share with you of me. We encourage you to start channeling your Hajj experience. And you're not obligated at the least, but what we've done, subhanAllah, we've managed to kind of create a Hajj journal is black. Black only has blue lines because I can't write straight. Maybe you can write straight. So it just has blue lines, both sides of the page. It's green bound. So we will ask to take one and pass it down to the process and sister take them from the stage and pass it down to sisters. So you can have a look, subhanAllah. We've manufactured a few of these, and subhanAllah, you're available on stage next week. It's something that you want and you think can work for you. We've taken into consideration the size, and actually the size is based on the fact something that you can put into a section that you can physically carry with your Hajj. The one purpose is the journey, the other purpose is part of, inshallah, our class, or the 4th class of our class next week. So something that you can look at. Good, moving on. Homework piece number 3. As I bring up the slide, average 9.9 kilometers a day. So out of 4 weeks, average 15.3 kilometers a day on the Hajj days. You won't walk 15 kilometers on the Hajj day. That's because we have to walk 500 and lost and straight and go there. And sometimes we do the same ritual twice, that you walk from Makkah to Tawaf and Sa'i, and there's another people, so we go back to Makkah and go off and go in the same 24 hours. So it's a little bit higher than what it should be. But just to give you an idea, inshallah, encouraging to the brothers and sisters, if you're able to, join us tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock at the Malaysia PM in the main parking, main entrance that's just off Oliphant's Road. Yeah, so we share with the Hajj group again, and then subhanAllah. Prepare adequately for next week's class. Alhamdulillah, some of you have brought your writing materials from last week, so you can just keep on getting onto those notes. This journal book rebound at the end will greatly facilitate for what make the output from next week's class. You don't need to purchase one or the class, not at all. But subhanAllah, we see how it meshes with what we discussed in next week's class. So that, subhanAllah, brothers and sisters, are the 4 pieces of homework. Quick reminder, homework number 1, forgiveness. Homework number 2, start journaling the ebbs and the flows. Whether you do these 5 items, whether you do the bullet points, whether you do the text, or homework number 3, make sure that subhanAllah, you, as best as possible, start creating the regimen of walking, if not once a week, every day. We also partner subhanAllah with Fit for Hajj, which is a very structured, very scientific program that has been put together by some subhanAllah doctors and medical personnel. Kicked off in the Western Cape some years ago, it's come out this year. So those who are part of the walk and are intending Hajj, part of the walk every Sunday morning, are now automatically subscribed to Fit for Hajj as well. And homework number 4, inshallah, we hope to see you in class next week. Class is not yet homework. Because I beg your indulgence till 1 o'clock, right? Only you will get. So, brothers and sisters, we didn't get a chance to do this week. Last week, we definitely want to do this week. I'm going to turn on the other microphone and ask if there's anyone with questions. Okay, so inshallah, we want you to speak in the microphone so that those in the live stream can also benefit. You don't have to say name, where you're staying, or
No, the other page had come up from other operators. What's the delay, and would you think that there would be an extension as a result of this delay?
Good, Jazakumullah. Okay, so sisters' questions, just to repeat with regards to other packages. So the 7 accredited operators in South Africa, only 2 operators have released packages. Why not the others? The reason would be that the others are still awaiting pricing from the carriers in Medina Munawwara and Mukarramah. Alhamdulillah, brothers and sisters, we most probably saw on the most recent e-poster for today's class, that was distributed last week already, that there was an additional logo on the poster, and that logo said Harvey World Malaysia, right? So we've got one of the representatives from Harvey World Malaysia, Muhammad Lamba, who's sitting there at the back of the class. So you can feel free after we close the session, inshallah, to engage you. But then answer to sister's question. So as mentioned, some of the hotels are still awaiting pricing, right? I kind of took a stare at the operators, if you noted in my presentation a few times, where I said things like lack of creativity, everyone will go to the news to know offers, etc., etc. So those who, by and large, have had a certain way of running their operation, alhamdulillah, they have made pricing available because they use the same hotels and they had relationships with the same operators, etc. Others are either waiting for pricing, or maybe they are also in the sense rethinking. Hold on, how is this Hajj different from last Hajj? Can I offer the same thing? Remember we spoke about continuous improvement? So there's that aspect as well. I know all of this philosophical stuff maybe doesn't appeal to you as the Hajj you need to subscribe and log in. I want to reiterate that there's 3 different things. Step 1, accept accreditation. Alhamdulillah, all that. Step 2, choose an operator. Choosing an operator doesn't mean that I'm bound, hook, line, and sinker to travel with the operator. It's saying that my inclination at this point, based on information available to me at this point, inclines me to travel with that operator. That's what it's saying. You have the opportunity, according to South's own communication, to do what? To change an operator. And they also mention what the process is to change an operator. Remember, step 1 is independent from step 2, is definitely independent from step 3. What's step 3? Sign a contract. If you incline to travel with a certain operator and you choose the operator by that day, at this point, does not mean you need this project with it. Yes, they will come together. So appreciate this. We need that to be anxious. You know what? We go to the office, we complete step one, they encourage us towards step two, the next day they told us, how do we need to do this? And then we need them to be end up being this answer. If I had my way, you want to actually do it in your way. You must say that you need to go step now. So, now that you change the system, is there a chance that they can be extended? In reality, I don't know the next week and how next week plays out will determine. So if packaging and pricing becomes available from the number of our operators, then there will be very likely to choose an operator who may be considered. If subhanAllah, their pricing does not become available, I can't speak on their behalf, they could be directly they can listen later. Don't want anyone to misquote subhanAllah. What we have is they could choose to extend their payment. But when they do alone, you all know what? I am going to change. So if I choose now, I'm going to change. Well, it's a process. But it's a process. Right? There's a process to change. So then I will change. It's saying this way, based on what I know about finances, style, and creativity, professionalism, service, and efficiency, quality, everything so far. I think that inshallah is a way. But I think what this is a about to make the person no, it's not the way. I will make inshallah very fast. Good brothers and sisters, and what's someone say? I sat in classes and then say, hey, you know what? He said, no. Yes.
You mentioned last week in terms of Medina Makkah in the consultation and to consider the total cost. Just as for information, if you want does take the trip and is not able to go to the make the salah and go back to the train station or not?
This is the beginning of Hajj. I'm sure that's what we know Hajj.
No.
So if you're talking about